So you wanna get right in 0 to hero. But you push a fight, you know you should leave. You keep looting out in the open. You get pre-fired by a guy who heard you from miles away. Sounds familiar? These aren't just bad luck. They're part of the 7 critical 0 to hero mistakes that are keeping you broke. And the number 1 mistake is probably the one you don't even realize you're making. Let's be honest, the only reason we play Arena Breakout is for the reds. And knowing that free saves can just give you that makes me do stupid things. For example, in this game I already have almost 200k, which is decent for a 0 to hero run. But I know I can get richer with that save. No clearing the area, no checking corners, I just went for it. And before I could even finish searching, my run was over. Perfect example of greed getting you killed. I even have this dangerous habit of winning a fight and looting as soon as possible. The body was in the middle of wide open area, but right now that didn't matter. The only thing on my mind was the juice. I was just lucky that time, but if you're not careful, you're just going to be an easy target. Look, the lesson here is simple, but it was the hardest one for me to learn. Loot is the reward for your survivor, not the other way around. The rule is non-negotiable. Skewer first, loot second. But mastering greed is only half of the battle, because what happens when the emotional mistake isn't greed, but the uncontrollable urge to take a fight you know you should have left alone. That uncontrollable urge has a name, impatience, and coming in at number 6. It's the mistake that turning a winning position into a losing one in a split second. I would have already gotten a kill, but I feel too confident to challenge the next guy, even without a proper loadout. To be honest, I knew I was perfectly safe inside. I could have just held the angle, maybe healed up and listened, but instead, since I had a full magazine, I just thought I could take the gunfight. Only to end up getting 2-tapped by a Usas. This doesn't only happen after a kill. Here, the fight was even. I was safe. But I couldn't have stand a stalemate. I did a wide swing, leaving my cover, and gave that player the easiest kill of his life. So the lesson I learned was simple. Don't get baited into pushing a fight just because it started. After you trade just first shots, the smartest move is often to do nothing. Wait, listen, preposition. Just let the guy get impatient and
oh my god, no way.
Crosshair. But mastering my emotions is cool and all. I could be the most patient, disciplined player in the world, but it means absolutely nothing when I didn't even know where I was going. And I mean that literally. At number 5, we can have a mistake that can turn a perfect raid into a complete disaster. Pure, outdated game knowledge. This clip is from our 0 to hero stream. I'm on TV station and you can already see I have 1.1 million. The only thing you should be doing at this point is getting out. I was looking to extract at the garden corner extract, which, as you can see, is far and would have me moving through a lot of hot zones. In my mind, that was the only play. But the chat told me to get a vault password book, which I didn't know about.
The last kill, okay. This one.
I had absolutely no idea how this new extraction worked, so I just followed my chat. Thankfully, everyone was really helpful, and all I had to do was check this keypad right here. I entered the code, and just like that, a secret extract opens right in front of me.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. So you need this.
My chat saved me from a long, dangerous run. But most of the time, you don't even have 100 people guarding you in real time. So you should always know the nearest extracts, even the new ones added in an update. That can be the difference between extracting 1.1 million loot or 0. But knowing the map is one thing. Understanding your enemies perceive you on that map, that's a different ball game entirely. And it's where our next mistake gets even the most careful players killed. And that brings us to mistake number 4. A fundamental failure of awareness that gets good players killed all the time. We all rely on sound to pinpoint enemies. But when we do 0 to hero runs, we usually don't have headsets. And doing so many 0 to hero runs can make you forget that the enemies can hear you from far away, more than you can hear them. Here, I clearly hear someone nearby, and all I'm thinking is, so far, so good. But I completely forgot that there's a good chance that he's wearing a very good headset, and that my footsteps are incredibly loud for him. He knew exactly where I was, even though I was slow walking. It was all because I gave him the information he needed to rush me. The lesson here is simple. Always assume your enemies have a headset. If you heard them, they're probably hearing you too. So it's up to you to be creative. Whether that's main fasting distance or keep walking all the way. Make sure you maintain the element of surprise. But sometimes, there are moments where pure ego and a little bit of depression bring you a 0 to hero to an end. And the next mistake is a prime example of that. Except this time, by some miracle, it actually worked. If you don't know how to do this correctly, you'll have a 1 in a million chance of winning. But for me, on a 0 to hero run, I have nothing to lose. That's why I do this. On this run, I was moving though here and suddenly, I spot this guy pre-aiming and tried to shoot me. At this point I was just thinking, okay, he's using a VSS fast fire rate, not much ammo per mag. All I need to do is bait his shots and wait until he reloads. So I committed and knifed him down. I got him, I won the fight, and I got the gear. But look at my health. A few more shots and that would have been it for me. So why is a successful kill on a mistake list? Because this should never be your plan A. Other times I have tried this, even on bots, this is what happened.
GG's, the bots are aggressive.
So don't try knifing players, just play safe and get guns from bots first. And that's what you use against geared players. But even the best gear from a bot or a player won't save you when the biggest threat in the raid isn't them, it's you. And the next mistake shows how easy it is to become your own worst enemy. Let me show you how trapping yourself can become the reason you die. In this clip, I'm already damaged from a gunfight, and I know he might push me. So I get what I think is a really good idea. I place a claymore to cover my back. Smart, right? Well, this is what happened.
Oh my god, no way, bro.
With my legs blown out, I had nowhere to go. And my own claymore did all the work for him.
I'm dead, 100% I'm dead. No way. Bro, I didn't know it was gonna hit, bro. Jeez.
And this kind of self-sabotage can also happen with bad positioning. Here I'm using my drone, and I see players coming my way. And with me being injured, I'm pretty sure they can hear me. I've trapped myself, no cover, no escape, no options. And now I'm the easiest target in the world. So, whether it's with a claymore or just a corner, the lesson is the same. Always consider your way out. In a 0 to hero run, you don't have the best gear. That means your biggest advantage has to be your position. Always give yourself an escape out. And that brings us to mistake number 1, using the wrong tool for the job. If you get this wrong, none of the other skills we have talked about will save you. I already found an RPG in the airdrop. I had a Scar and an AK, which are perfectly good rifles. But all I wanted was just to get a kill with the RPG. But in that moment, I wasn't thinking about the downsides. I wasn't thinking about how heavy this thing is, or that you can hear me stomping around from a mile away. I was just thinking about the explosion. And that's the trap. While I was making all that noise, another player heard me, took advantage of how slow I was carrying this thing, and got the easiest kill of his life. And that's the real number 1 mistake. It's not just about firepower. It's about how your loadout affects your awareness. That RPG made me loud, slow, and deaf to the world. It was the wrong tool because it got me killed before I could even use it properly. If you want to get rich in 0 to hero, you have to play smart. Your open choice is about more than just the damage. It's about your speed, your sound, your ability to survive. Choosing the smart weapon, not just a cool weapon, is the foundation of every single successful raid. So now you know the 7 mistakes to avoid. But what about the secrets to guaranteeing a successful raid?